Hello everyone, my name is Gurmeet and in this video we'll talk about data types in Python. So in all of the programming languages, data type is an important concept. Variables can store data of different types and the different types can do different things. That's obvious. Okay. So for example, I am storing 5 in X, 5.5 in Y, A in Z. Okay, I am creating a variable named A and here I am storing my name, which is basically a string based type, and then I'm creating a variable named check and I'm assigning value true to it. Okay, so see, all of these variables are having different data types. For example, the variable X is of integer data type, the variable Y is of basically floating point data type, and this is a character data type, this is a string data type, and this is a boolean data type. Boolean means either true or false. So in different programming languages, different data types are provided. So the built-in data types, there are some built-in data types, and you can also create a data type of yours, and that concept is basically the OOPS concept, classes and objects. We'll talk about that in a later video. So in this video we'll basically talk about the built-in data types that are supported by Python. So there are several built-in data types in Python. There are text type. We'll first talk about the text type data types. The text type data type, basically in other programming languages like Java, the text type data types are character and string, but in Python there is only a single data type for text, and that is string. It's called str. Okay, so I am also assigning values to the variables along with explanation. So I am assigning a value, for example G, and X is equal to Gurmeet Singh. So both of these variables have the same data type, that is string. Okay, this is also string data type and this is also a string data type. And then comes the numerical data types, numeric data types. So in Python there are basically three numeric data types: int, float and complex. Okay, so let me show. The int data type is like this: X equals to 15, this is the integer number. Any numerical value with a decimal is a floating point data type. Okay, so 200.4574521, anything. So this is a float data type. And complex data type is like this: 5i plus 2j. That's the sequence data types are like arrays in most of the other programming languages. In languages like Java, PHP, there is a concept called arrays that store a list of values. Okay, and that further values can be of different, that can belong to different data types. So in Python there are three data types again for storing a sequence. It is list, tuple and range. Okay, we'll talk about each of these in separate videos, because list itself is a big concept, tuple and range also. Okay, so there are also mapping data types. I'm just explaining briefly about this. And the mapping data type is dictionary. Like in other programming languages, there is a concept of key value pair type data that is basically stored in array itself in other programming languages. But in Python, if we want to store key value pair type data, collection of key value pair type data, then we use dictionary. Okay, it's called dictionary. And then there are set data types. These are basically unordered, but it is meant to store unique values. These are set. There are two data types basically under set and frozen set. The values of set are changeable, but in frozen set we cannot change values once they are defined. So there is only one boolean data type, and that is bool. and there are also binary data types for different complex programming applications, and there are three basically: bytes, byte array, and memory view. Okay, so these are the built-in data types supported by Python. For most of the tutorial series, we just need to work with these data types. We hardly need to make use of these data types, the binary data types. Okay, but I'll show you about them in separate videos as well. So for each of these data types, we'll have separate tutorials as well. Okay, but just make sure that the textual data type is only one, and that is string. And there are numeric data types, and they are int, float, and complex. And like other programming languages such as Java and PHP, you need not to explicitly define the data type before declaring the variables. For example, in C we declare it like int x equals 5, or int x then x equals to 5. So in other programming languages we do it like this, but in Python we need not to define the data type. If we are typing x equals to 5, then the Python compiler is implicitly setting the data type as integer in this case, and if it is like this, then it will automatically set the data type of the variable x to be a string. Okay, so let us just check by printing the value of so I have to just remove everything. So let's say we are defining x equals to 5 here and y equals to 10.5 here. So I'm printing x and then printing y, and these are being printed here. Okay, so now if I have to check the data type of a particular variable, I can use the type function like this: type of x and then type of y. The type function is a built-in Python function that can tell that a variable belongs to which class or which data type. Okay, so I'm just printing this, so you can see the variable x belongs to the class int and the variable y belongs to class float. Similarly, you can also check for a string or even a character. Both will be belonging to the same data type, that is string. You can see here, and let's just make a boolean value also. Check equals to true. So you can see the type function should return here as bool, class bool. Okay, so this way you can check the data type for any variable in Python. So we have discussed about the data types in brief. We'll talk about in detail for each data type like dictionary, list, tuple, etc. in separate videos. So that's it for this video. I'll meet you in the next video.